doing a group healing where we'll call in the archangels and the ascended masters. So everyone here believes in angels, I'm assuming? Yes. Beautiful divine beings, big wings if you want to think of them that way. But just to explain a little bit about angels, angels actually, they don't actually have a gender. I mean, we see them as different types of energy because of they're depicted on our walls and pictures and stuff as female or male. But remember, angels are going to, because they are energy, they're going to connect with you the way that you can receive them in. So if angels, to you, an angel is a beautiful woman with long blonde hair and electric blue eyes and big white wings, well then guess what you're going to be seeing. But we depict them in different ways so that we can understand them here in our human world. But angels are actually messengers of God, and or source energy, divine energy, however you want to put that label on it, it's all up to you. And a lot of people get confused with angels. They think, oh, it's religious. And I'm like, no, not really. Angels aren't, they have no religious connotation at all. They're really actually disconnected to energy, and they are messengers of source. So you see different faiths that do talk about religion, that do talk about angels, but that's totally up to you how you want to receive them in. So the angels, your guardian angels, anyone here hear about guardian angels? Yes. I call them your best friends. They are your BFFs, totally. And your BFFs are here to assist you on your world, assist you every day on your earth journey. How amazing is that? That you have at least 2, 3, maybe even one angel that is working with you to help you on your life journey, that is going to take a walk with you. And the only thing they ask of you is that you call them in. You ask for them to be present in your world. Because each one of us have a gift called free will. Everyone here free will? Yeah, yay, free will. Some people are like, well, I don't want, you know, if they're supposed to help me, then they should just jump in and help me. Like, why do I have to ask? Because we do have that gift of free will. And it is a gift. So your angels don't want to take away your gift. So it is very important that you do ask them to join you on your journey. Please do come forward. There's lots of room up here. Love to have you closer. And thank you for coming. So your angels want to connect with you, but they're not going to step upon the gift of free will that you do actually have. So it's important that you ask them to be present in your world. And a lot of people wonder, like, how do I do that? It's like, well, it's my angels. Like, what do I have to do to talk to an angel? Like, I have to stand on one foot, levitate? No, it doesn't have to be anything that dramatic. It simply has to be a thought or a feeling. Or even you can actually ask for what you want. Like, I always say, if angels are brand new to you and you're not exactly sure how to work with them, ask for a parking space. I mean, it is LA, right? Has anyone ever do that? Ask for a parking space? Yeah? You get them all the time. There we go. And I do. I always say, test it out. Start to ask your angels for something small, because I hear a lot from different clients and people that I talk to. They're all like, well, it's kind of silly. Like, why am I going to ask my angel for a parking space? And I'm like, well, why not? They're your guardians. They're only working with you. Your guardians do not go work with anybody else. They're not permitted. They're right next to you. So you have to think of it as like a best friend just kind of standing there drumming their fingers going, gee, I'd love to jump in and help, but I just need you to open up your mouth and ask, or with your thought or with your heart. So they're bringing them into your journey, and if you start something small, it's like a test. And people say to me, it's like, well, you're testing your angels? And I'm like, no, your angels are fine. They don't need to be tested. You're testing your trust. You're testing your own feelings. You're testing how you feel about them and if you actually believe that they're there. And a lot of people kind of have an idea that they're there, but they're not quite sure. This is the way to get some concrete proof in your world, if that's something you truly need. So I always say ask for a shopping cart too, because I don't know, I usually go into Costco. I'm familiar with Costco, love Costco. And you know, I'm thinking I'm only going to buy one thing, which of course never happens. So I'm walking around with my arms breaking full of things. I'm like, oh gosh, guys, I need a shopping cart. And usually I'll turn around and there will be a shopping cart right there. It never fails. I actually had one time where I asked real briefly, I said, okay, my angels, I need a shopping cart. Literally, a gentleman came up, tapped me on the shoulder, and he goes, it looks like you need a shopping cart. Here's one. I was like, oh, this is good. So they're encouraging you to work. They're encouraging you to step into, have them step into your world so that you can start to see these little everyday miracles that can be part of your everyday journey. Part of working with your guardians is to surrender the problem. Very often we want to control everything. I know not any of you here, I get that, but everybody else wants to control, myself included. I mean, we all have those issues sometimes where we have an idea of how this situation should work out, or what we think it should be, or what we would like to have. But when we stay so focused on one particular area or one way of thinking, we kind of, if you look how I'm looking at using my hands, it puts bits of blinders on us. We're not able to see all the wonders in the world and so many other miracles and gifts that could be happening because we're very focused on this one particular path or one particular answer. I see this a lot when people are looking for new jobs. They're like, well, I really want this job. I really want this job. And yes, it's probably going to give you everything you want. But when it doesn't come through, the disappointment is so extreme. But you have to remember that if you're working with the higher energy, and you usually are on some level, is that they have something better for you, something that you can't even see yet, something that's even better than what you could think of. And if you could let go of that, then that new opportunity can come through. That's why you shared this saying, bless you, one door opens, one door closes, another one opens, and that's because there is a door that's about to open. But having that trust and that faith that it's all going to work out becomes very, very difficult sometimes. So it's important to kind of let the journey happen. And I hear very often people say, well, I have financial situations, or I have to move out very soon, and where's my new apartment, and where's the job to pay for everything that I need? And I'm like, they actually have it covered. They do. And if you just wait for one moment or just relax for a bit, you can see it coming through. Sometimes it comes in at the last minute. We get down to the wire. It gets a little nerve-wracking, but it always does come through. Has anyone ever seen that in their lives? Good. I actually have. Where it's like it's a little walking on eggshells there for a moment, but then it all works out. So and then that faith, when you can start to develop that faith and that trust, and you keep surrendering it to them, you keep saying, I know you got this. I'm hanging out here for a bit. Send me a sign. Something like that, you can start to see the new opportunities that are going to be coming into your world. I know it gets scary, but they're there. They're listening. And remember, your guardian angels are unconditional. Unconditional love. They do not judge you the way you judge yourself. They do not see you the way you see yourself. They do not judge anything you've done in the past. They won't judge where you are right now. They look at you with such love that they encourage you to look at yourself that way. Each one of us, we're human, and we're all learning and growing. But we're very critical of ourselves. And very often, it's very hard for us to love ourselves. I hear that from a lot of people like, well, I don't have angels because you don't know what I've done in the past. I'm like, actually, they were there with you. They know what you've done in the past. They were sitting right next to you, probably offering some guidance. Maybe it comes through someone else, some words from another person walking down the path, and you didn't happen to have a chance to listen, or you weren't following your intuition, which said don't do that, but you were like too much peer pressure and off you went. They still love you. They're still not going to judge you. And if you are always working with them and opening up your life to new opportunities, the good things will come. Because people, oh, I was too bad. I'm never going to get any good. So if you have that way of thinking, they're asking you right now, and that's the group healing I'll be doing in a few moments, to let that way of thinking go so that these miracles can come. Up at my booth, I play an angel wish game. And it's just free. It's fun just to play. And it's amazing. I do it at a lot of expos, and people come up to me and they email me. They're like, I can't believe it's happening. I can see it, what I asked for. So if you want, come up to the booth and you can play the Angel Wish game. it opens you up to their energy, and it also helps you see how they work in your life, besides the whole shopping cart and parking space scenario that I shared with you. It's something for a little bit bigger. So I hope you partake in that fun. But surrendering the problem is a big, big issue sometimes that we have. Asking is the first thing. It opens the door. Free will is there, but you got to get the door open, and that's what you do by asking. Sometimes we don't know what to ask for. You could just say, I'm here. Help me. I'm not sure what I should be asking for. Let me know you're around. It can be something as simple as that. It can be, send me a sign. And signs come in many ways, shapes and forms. They can come through numbers, they can come through birds, they can come through animals. They could come through a stranger walking down the street, someone coming up to you and just giving you a simple smile, and you just know, like you can feel that smile in your gut going, wow, that made a big difference in my life. Or I've had it happen, like someone coming up to me on the street saying the exact thing that I need to hear. And I was like, that's exactly what I know it was a message. I just know. I'll share a story with you. It was when I was from New York, and you'll pick it up in my words. It comes through. I'm from New York, and I was doing a major life change in my life. And I was on the phone with a friend, and she said, remember, Mary Beth, you have to go through all letters of the alphabet. You have to go from A to Z. And my focus at that point was like, no, I just want to get to Z. Let's get to Z, and let's get there now. And next day, I'm talking to another friend, and she says the exact same words to me. Remember, Mary Beth, you got to go through all letters of the alphabet. You have to go from A to Z. And I'm like, no, I want to get right to Z because it's just so intense that I just heard those words. And again, still focused on the end result. I was trying to get there, and remember, there is no there, because when you get there, there's just a new there. It's all part of the growing and learning on our journey. So I'm driving home on the freeway, 2 cars in front of me. One car, the middle car pulls out. I come up on the car in front of me. Do you know what's on that license plate? F-R-O-M-A-T-O-Z. Yeah, no. I was like, okay, I gotcha. I hear you loud and clear. And it took 3. 3 is really how they work with me. You can develop how they're going to work with you. 3 is actually a very divine number. But it took 3 messages for me to hear them. And I was like, I got you. I got it. I understand. I'm trying to get it down to 2, so they only have to knock me up the head twice for me to get the message. Now I'm down to 1, so it's just like I hear it. I hear it very clearly. But you know, even every single one of us, we're all growing and changing. Sometimes you feel like they're